final at Wembley between City and Sunderland. What a fantastic game it was. I think that's a competition that's grown in popularity, and I think games and finals like that really justify its popularity. Sunderland, let's start with the losers first. I mean, you know, all credit to them. For 45 minutes the game plan worked. They worked hard, they chased everything down, took the lead with a fantastic goal by Barini. But you never quite felt that they'd hold on to it, did you really? And so said, so done. Second half, City stepped up. Their big players who'd gone missing in the first half were there for all to see. And I've got to say, you know, you see some wonderful goals in your time, don't you, when you do this job? But Yaya Touré's 30-yard effort, as if he was in, you know, his local park, that was a goal that clinched that final for me. Yes, I know Nasri then scored a fantastic second goal for City, but just getting back into the game, getting back into that manner, City were absolutely fantastic. And the icing on the cake was Navas's breakaway goal towards the end. But I feel sorry for Sunderland. They've got other priorities in terms of staying up. But City, what does it do for them? It sets them up nicely for this so-called quadruple, which I don't think will happen. But I expect Man City to end up with more than the Capital One Cup come the end of May. The Alan Pardew incident, the headbutt, I mean, what can you say? Yeah, for me personally, he should have been sacked. Absolutely outrageous. And you're talking about a man that's got previous history with touchline shenanigans. I think he was embroiled with Arsene Wenger, Martin O'Neill in the past. I couldn't believe that about a month, 6 weeks ago, that he got away with calling Manuel Pellegrini what he called him. And then the incident, I mean, you hear about it on Twitter before you see it yourself, you see it. Absolutely outrageous. What does a manager now do? I think it's going to be difficult. Well, I don't think he'll get the sack. I think that the FA are going to give him a massive punishment. And for me personally, I think it was Paul Ince a few months ago had a stadium ban for about 5-6 games. I'd expect Alan Pardew to be in double figures as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely outrageous behaviour, and there's no place for it in football. And I think the most important thing to remember about this, grassroots football mirrors what they see on the professional side of the game as well. Does Pardew's actions now make it fine for somebody on a Sunday or a Saturday to do something similar? I don't think so. Massive punishment coming his way by the Football Association. I think Arsenal's defeat to Stoke, which wasn't totally unexpected, you know. I mean, you look at Stoke's record, especially at the Britannia against Arsenal, and it's decent to say the least. Arsenal's title ambitions, it hasn't helped them, obviously, but, you know, the interesting thing is Arsenal have been accused of not turning up for the big games. They now have big games to play. Now, should they win them, they'll be right back up there. And while the jury will be out that they can do so, it's going to be interesting. I think that Mourinho record, personally, I think the way the football goes, I think that Mourinho record at Chelsea is there to be broken, and Arsenal will go there in March. And I've got a funny feeling, with my betting hat on, that Arsenal will go to Chelsea and win. Most people think that's outrageous and ridiculous, but it's going to happen at some stage. Arsenal have got an awful lot of work to do in this Premier League title race now. Chelsea could be 9 points ahead by the time City play again. Liverpool are firing on all cylinders, or certainly the SAS cylinders in terms of Sturridge and Suarez. Can't really call it. I truly believe that come on the last day of the season, that you could have 2 or 3 sides in the shout of winning the title, which makes it great for people like me and the paying punters as well. Team of the week, I'm going to have to say Aston Villa. I've got a real soft spot for Villa. You know, they were in massive trouble last year. They're not totally out of it this year, but they thumped a near rival in terms of Norwich 4-1 at home. And I like what Paul Lambert's done. Most people think he's fortunate to still be in a job, and I can see that, bearing in mind, 8 Premier League managers have lost their job this season. But I like what he's building. He's got a nice mix of youth and youth. He needs to have some experience, obviously, but that front line of Vyman, Agbonlahor, Benteke, who scored 2 goals against Norwich, I like it, they're exciting. You've got people like Fabian Delph coming to the party. You've got the boy Westwood also in midfield as well. I like what he's doing, and I like the fact he's being given time to do his work, and I think that if Villa can add some senior players to what they've got, they're going to be a force to reckon with. I'm not talking about winning titles, I'm not even talking about Europe at this moment in time, I'm talking about surviving in the division and then moving forward nicely. My team of the week, Aston Villa.